Robinson or Chase Colger. First, your Wolverine, number 9 in the country, Taylor Lockhart. At 133 pounds from Northern Colorado, ranked number 7 in the country, Moshe Schwartz. And your Wolverine, Ty Smith. At 141 pounds from Northern Colorado.
We welcome you to the campus of Utah Valley University, where we are really lucky. Had a duel earlier today against California Baptist in last minute. Northern Colorado said, hey, Coach Williams, we'll make the drive. We'll come into town. Let's do a try duel. And so we feel really fortunate to have the Bears of Northern Colorado visit us today. We're starting off at 125 pounds. Big stuff going on with this Northern Colorado team.
Yeah, first match, we got number 17, Theorius Robeson. He's a redshirt freshman, wrestling our ranked wrestler, number 9, Taylor Lamont, redshirt junior.
Wrestlers in the country coming from the Northern Colorado, redshirt freshman, ranked number 17.
2 ranked wrestlers. It's always awesome to watch.
Yeah, this match will be super telling. We're excited to see how it goes.
Northern Colorado's kind of come into it in the last couple years. They're returning 5 NCAA qualifiers from last year, 7 total. 9 of their 10 weight classes are nationally ranked. They started the season off with a pretty big bang, beating very, very good Wyoming Cowboy team. So right off the bat, Northern Colorado finds themselves ranked in the top 25 in the nation as a team. I think it's going to be telling for us. We have great talent. We're going to see what we can do today to compete well and maybe knock them off and get some eyes turning towards UVU, huh, Chasen?
Yeah, first time being ranked in like 40-something years for Northern Colorado, but I was talking to Coach Nickerson before the match. He's done wonders. He's been there 7 years, and I remember 2013, UVU shut out Northern Colorado, 35-0 for team score, and so see where they're at these days is pretty awesome.
You know, there are a number of things that go into, like, rankings that right when you're early in the season, a preseason ranking or an early season ranking. Obviously, it's how you competed the previous year, how many guys qualified. And I feel like if you can have anywhere from 3 to 5 guys on your squad ranked in the top 25, you're going to get some looks and you'll probably be in the top 30 teams in the nation, you know. So it doesn't surprise me that they have as many guys getting eyeballs on them and mentions in a ranking why they're ranked in the top 25.
Yeah, and they had some guys do well in the preseason or before the regular season. At 49s, number 7, Andrea Lirez for Northern Colorado stepped up and won big for them. And so we'd like to see how these guys compete in collegiate.
Underhook position here for Robinson. Lamont likes that position.
Taylor Lamont always good in these hand fighting positions. Keeps his hands low. It's almost as if he's watched film on Robeson.
Robeson had a nice, redirect, kind of a duck under that he almost got to Taylor's legs, but Taylor did a good job squaring up and stopping him. As this round winds down, we've tied 0-0 into the first period.
No score, a lot of movement, a lot of action. It'll be Red's choice. Northern Colorado chooses bottom.
Tripod position for Robeson. And a quick escape.
That's the first point scored in the match and in the doobie. The escape by Northern Colorado puts them in the lead 1-0 at 125 pounds.
Ooh. Almost a toss opportunity there with just an underhook, and Lamont set his feet, put his hips into it. Couldn't get enough leverage to really turn and throw. But I think that creates a, I don't know, as I wrestled, that was always something that if I knew a guy had the hip position or had the ability to throw, made me a little bit more cautious with, hey, how deep am I going to let a hook fall in, or how much pressure am I really going to give him?
Yeah, Lamont, no stranger to these Greco throws. He's
tap.
Looking for that knee. He drug his feet there. Official Jimmy Chen says they're out. Notice Taylor's hand position. He's ready for those low-level attacks for sure.
I liked that position. Taylor had a nice underhook to that far side knee tap, and I think if we didn't run out of runway right there, we would have got that takedown. Robeson not shying away from it, though. He's comfortable here as well.
25 seconds,
Yeah, he's looking for those quick ducks and outside shots. Taylor, really slick.
Again, you got a question. You got probably 5 shots to 1 here now. That's 6-1.
Jimmy Chen says they're out of bounds again. UVU coaching staff calling for the stall call here.
I like the action. Taylor's put up probably 5-1 on shots here. He's really moving.
Yeah, time winds down here in the second period. It'll be UVU's choice. Chooses bottom, looking for a quick escape.
Takedown right on the edge of the mat again from that underhook position.
Yep.
He drops straight down and ends up in a double
He
leg.
felt it 2 times in the last period, and that time it was there, and he wasn't far enough off the mat this time to not get the takedown. So we like how that looked.
I think there'll be more. I mean, Robeson did a great job of an escape right there in the beginning of the second period. Went to a quick tripod and got out. Now Lamont really riding tough on top. So I think some wind has come out of the sails of Robeson.
Taylor doing a great job of raking that wrist out.
All right, we're back to this. Okay, there we go.
Back on our feet, about a minute left in the match. Taylor doing a great job controlling those elbows.
Ooh,
and he throws him on the edge. We got 2 near fall as well.
What a great
good cut
throw.
on the edge too there. Robeson slow to return to the center.
I'm telling you, some wind fell out of the sails, and Robeson's kind of fallen off here a little bit. Darn it, that runway ran out. Again, a beautiful throw by Taylor right on the edge. Had him on his back, and I think had we not been being pulled out, we could have adjusted and ended up with a fall position.
No, you can't sleep on that lefty headlock from Taylor. He's hitting on multiple ranked opponents, and he goes there again, gets into the legs. That'll be 2. The crowd is excited about these ones. Taylor's asking Coach Williams, hey, 1 or 2, what should I do here? Got 30 seconds left. He might look for the major.
Yeah, Taylor's turned up here. This is in his face. Cuts him and immediately stalking him out of bounds here.
Yeah, there's nothing but backing up.
Oh, duck. Here's the thing. We early in the first period, we saw Robeson had that. A nice super duck there.
And early in the match, Lamont was sure to keep his hands low, and I think he's getting a little overzealous.
Well, and he was stalking hard, and sometimes we can find ourselves out of position.
Props to Robeson for hitting that. Quick escape by Taylor.
Another duck.
He's going for more. Taylor smells blood in the water. Draws a stall call. No 2 there. 1 more second might have been it, but great showing. 2 ranked wrestlers. Taylor walks away with the win.
Great win for Taylor Lamont. I mean, hats off to Robeson, tough wrestler. I think he hit a wall there and kind of lost position in a few places. Was able to take pressure, though, that Taylor put on in that last little bit to quickly do those duck unders and hit at least 1 for points.
Hey, this match I'm way excited for. Moshe Schwartz, another Colorado native, ranked 7th in the country. Wrestling Ty Smith, they have a similar style.
Yeah, they do. They look similar physical build.
Yeah, Moshe might be a little more lanky. He's a tall guy. Ty Smith in on the leg.
Moshe is the highest ranked bear wrestler on the squad. There's another number 7 ranked, but this is one of the leaders of the team as far as, with experience in qualifying for nationals.
Both Ty Smith and Moshe Schwartz have wrestled their Cal Baptist counterparts today, and both walked away from those matches with a fall.
A lot of outside movement here, touch and goes.
Something Coach Nickerson and I were talking about before the match is that Northern Colorado has done a good job of keeping their local guys. The Colorado talent has stayed and gone to Northern Colorado with the number of their lineup being straight homegrown boys.
Right, and that is cool to see. There's a number of Utah wrestlers that wrestle all across the country here, and one of the things we've talked about for years, but you always hope, is that we can keep the top quality guys, keep them right here at UVU, and continue to grow this program. Ducks, 2 ducks in a row. Now we're all tied up.
Whoa, that's a little scary right there. We'll see what happens. Both guys.
This is a throw or be thrown. looks like situation. Heavy whizzer by Smith.
Oh, Schwartz.
But Schwartz throws
good
a
at
leg in.
stepping over. He did that in his last match. You get in that position, and he just reaches his long leg over top and throws it into a leg ride.
Switch position here and tries to grab his hip and throw it down, but
Coach Ethan Lofthouse giving Ty Smith some advice as they return to center. 48 seconds left in the first period.
45 seconds on the clock, 45 seconds.
oh, like a bow and arrow here.
We got Moses Schwartz from
Like an overhook elbow, an overhooked elbow tied up through the crotch there. That was an interesting tie up. Guys that are good at the legs, I'm telling you, that pressure that they create on those hips makes it very hard to move, makes it very hard to escape.
Short time here. Going in the second period, UVU gets choice. Defers. Northern Colorado will choose bottom. Ooh. Schwartz to his feet and then quick arm drag. And they're in a scramble position here.
This
Not
looks
quite
like
two.
but this is almost I feel like if Smith could have kept motion going out and stayed perpendicular, he would have set himself up to a Granby roll position because he had a nice bind on that the elbow across his stomach. Could have come through those legs and rolled, but
I think that drag once Schwartz stood up was caught him off guard a little bit, put him in a really good position.
we're back in this leg ride. Schwartz obviously very comfortable here.
just over a minute 20 racking time for Northern Colorado, and just over a minute left in the second period. A minute left in the second period at 133 pounds.
Schwartz looking for a crossbody cradle right there. Pressure with those toes. And an overhook on that bicep area.
Schwartz wanted to elevate that left leg and kind of rake Smith across to put him on his back. Doesn't look like he quite has enough leverage there. So we get a fresh start. Ty Smith has to understand this leg is probably coming in on the left side and should be proactive in that position.
Okay, so interestingly enough, we've been ridden pretty tough in the first and second period, and Ty Smith's going to choose down. I think he's got to get serious about really blocking out any leg ride right there. Schwartz took a step up to perhaps throw that leg in. He's got to cover right there. He's trying to hook it.
Looks like he caught it this time.
There he goes. If you throw that by, throw it out, turn it face. But, man, Schwartz got a hold of that inside ankle and just whipped it back down.
Yeah, he's long enough to reach there.
All the way. Literally be standing up, and he reaches down and grabs that ankle and pulls it back.
And then the leg comes in.
Yeah, it's those transitions, where you're like, okay, I'm solid, I'm sound, I got a good position. I start standing up, get thrown back down, and that leg comes in after you've done a good job blocking it out.
Yeah, from a top perspective, a lot of times guys have watched film on you and understand that that leg's coming in. A lot of times you don't get it your first time.
Here's another crossbody cradle. Schwartz has just got those long legs, long arms. Just pressure forward with both legs. He's got a cradle locked up. Smith's got to really work on that lock right now. Get crazy on it. There he goes.
Looks like he breaks the lock here. Schwartz gets some near fall.
Uh-oh. Now we're in guillotine position here.
20 seconds left in the match. Smith up in that tripod position. Gets to his feet.
Switch.
Hit that switch. That'll be it with riding time. Match will be 10-0 Northern Colorado.
Schwartz did a great job. That leg ride really was the difference. Those couple near, takedowns, couple near fall, and that match gets out of hand real quick.
Yeah, might have, from UVU's perspective, chosen neutral going into that last period. Rolled the dice on some of those sketchy rolls and throw positions. Hey, this will be Chris Sandoval for Northern Colorado, wrestling Isaiah Delgado. Utah Valley. Isaiah out of El Paso, Texas. Bumped up to 41s this season. Wrestling number 30 ranked Chris Sandoval.
Had a tough match against California Baptist, and looking to have him bounce back here. Oh, just a low single or high C shot right there by Sandoval. Quick escape.
Delgado looking a little more lively than he did his first match. He's in on the leg.
Once you got to get to that leg, tell him, Chasen, I mean, you can't let go of that. You do all the work, get to that leg. You got to find a way to hold on, right?
I'm not sure what the statistic is, but guys getting in on the leg at the D1 level and then guys finishing, it's two different things.
It is. They're not the same. I think that's probably one of the big jumps that you make from high school or even high-level high school wrestling to college is again, shooting and getting to a leg is not the same as finishing. And then, being shot on, the scramble positions that ensue, oftentimes you're going to see guys scramble to the death to try and get through and defend a takedown. So Sandoval slides by and comes up with a takedown. He's in a wrist ride right now. He's got it on Delgado's back.
1 minute on the clock. 1 minute on the clock in first period. Northern Colorado with the lead, 4-1.
Ref telling him to keep that legal there.
I don't know. It looks like he's scooping that up with his knees.
Sandoval raked that wrist out, and not sure what turn he's going for.
You look at Delgado's knees, and feet. You got to get those up underneath you. Two stand-up attempts. So he's going for the third and then switch, then to a stand-up. Nice chain wrestling by Delgado. Keep going. We want to see him keep going.
Yeah, he does good, then kind of slows down. Delgado with a limp here. chooses bottom. Not sure what the holdup is here. Coach Nickerson throwing a challenge cue. Just wants the official to look at something. Oh, at the end of the period, he's saying that he signaled injury time. Look at the film, see if he actually did. Replaying it again. You watching here, Sam?
Yeah, I'm trying to get a good look. Something happens where Delgado had signaled to the referee. He goes, "Hey, I think I'm hurt." So he shows him once. So something happened. Delgado got a knock. He had shown, hey, I'm hurt, and Northern Colorado coaches are going, hey, he signaled he wanted it. Are you going to give it to him? That has some implications in different matches for different reasons, but.
Well, I noticed at the end of the period, Delgado stands up. He's limping. Looks like he might have tweaked his knee or his ankle. Ankle's what the trainer's wrapping up now, but I understand Northern Colorado. They want the choice here, right, is what they get.
Yes, they'll choose position now.
But the official asked Delgado, hey, do you want injury time after he signaled it? And he said no. So why did he signal it if he didn't actually want it? And then what's the call there? It looks like they're going to go ahead and they gave him injury time, wrapped it up, and now Northern Colorado gets a choice here.
Yeah, I think his ankle rolled or got caught up underneath Sandoval, and so he kind of got it twisted, tweaked a little bit, and he goes, I'm hurt,
Yeah, Sandoval actually from Greeley, where Northern Colorado is. Super local product for those guys. He's out there shadow wrestling. So he must be ready for the next round. Actually qualified for NCAAs, I think last year. Wound up doing well enough at Big 12s, or he got a bid. Coach Williams and the officials still having a little squabble. Still waiting for an official decision on this matter. He'll go out tapeless.
All right.
Official ruling, there was no injury time. They're going to start wrestling again as planned.
I think it's because, Delgado had signaled. The ref said, "You want it?" He says, "No." The coaches from Northern Colorado saw that and said, "Listen, he signaled twice he wanted injury time. You got to give it to him." But I don't think they knew that there was some communication that had gone on in between. Because he had signaled injury time, he got his ankle taped, and the ref came over and "Listen, we don't want any advantage. Go ahead and take the tape off, and we'll go to the third period." So we're fresh. Darn, quick escape and a quick takedown, but Delgado's charged up. So is Sandoval. We got a fresh third period here.
Hey, a lot of action in that first 30 seconds. In the second period, 2 escapes and a takedown.
1 minute, 20 seconds on the clock, 1 minute, 20 on the clock.
Sandoval's raked in 1 minute and 50 seconds of riding time. Pretty substantial.
Straight shot. Delgado clears those hips easily. Sweep and then a pass by. Sweep by Delgado. Sweep by Delgado. Pass by Schwartz. Sandoval, excuse me. I'm getting all my names mixed up. Here we go. 40 seconds. Sandoval up by 3 points. Riding time is a factor, so he's up by 4 actually with that riding time point. You got to change. You got to keep moving. That's what both guys got to do in order to open up opportunities.
20 seconds left in the second period.
20 seconds in the period.
You're at 141 pounds.
Sandoval in on the leg. He's got to elevate it here. Looking at treetop. And runs him out of bounds. Gets the escape though.
Third period, 1:20 left. So you're down by 4, Jason. You got a minute. What do?
You gotta start creating some motion. Get to the legs. He hasn't got to the legs hardly at all this match.
He's had some decent motion and some attempts, but nothing substantial. He had one shot that he got all the way in and ended up losing the leg. Sandoval in on a low level.
Delgado goes to the splits position.
He's flexible here.
35 seconds on the clock. 2 takedowns over Colorado.
UNC calling to cut him. See if they can score another one for the major. 20 seconds. Sandoval looking to ride Delgado out.
10 seconds left. He's got to get his knees up. Still in bounds here, short time. All right, time expires. Riding time point tacks on, makes his final score 11-4. Chris Sandoval comes away with the victory. That brings the team score UVU 3, Northern Colorado 8.
Northern Colorado's other number 7 ranked wrestler, Andrew Alirez, sophomore, also from Greeley, Colorado. He'll be wrestling Cameron Hunsaker for UVU.
Oh, a front headlock to a throw by. Almost turns into something, but they come up to their feet. Alirez in this Russian tie with Hunsaker posting out, gets his hand back. Looks like Cameron Hunsaker got a bloody nose, so we got blood time here.
Blood time. Get him cleaned up. Coach Erkeen Tadzimedov giving Cameron some advice while he's in here getting cleaned up. Getting the mat cleaned before we start again. I think when Northern Colorado wrestled Wyoming, they won every match going into up till 65s. Northern Colorado won every single one, and then Wyoming came back and came within 2, but Northern Colorado still won the duel.
All right, we're back. It's the second time Hunsaker's had a nice down block, front headlock, and he ends up creating some pressure, some motion by either throwing by, shucking by, or dragging by, and just not enough to get an angle to get around. So he's either got to create more pressure or run his feet faster to get around and secure those takedowns. That's twice now. Looked really good. All in succession. Down block, front headlock, boom. He's going right to it. He's got to push his head down here.
Alira is in deep.
Yeah, that was brute strength. Alira is strong because even with Cameron with an over-the-head front headlock, he got his head up, was able to step up and lift him and bring him back to the mat.
Put his hips in, got him up. Alirez immediately throws in that left leg, similar to what Schwartz did.
Got a really tight power half here. Gonna let him just turn right inside of his hips. A lot of blood coming out here.
Getting back points. Wound up getting 4 back points, near fall. Hunsaker to his feet, gets the escape, throw on the edge of the mat.
A lot of
we got more blood.
Well, his nose blood came out. It's been smeared on the mat. I mean, it's a bloodbath over there.
Oh yeah. We're back in action.
Again, down block, boom, shuck by.
I might be wrong, but I think one thing that could help him is if he gets him move in one direction and then shucks. It seems like he's pretty antsy to get straight to the shuck.
Right. Oh, man. You know, the blood time might be worth just to say, you know what, like,
what's the ruling here if he runs out of blood time?
Yeah, I mean, based on my understanding, when blood time expires, the match is forfeited. Or actually, I think it goes from blood time and then they can use up injury time, but then I think they consider it an injury. But once that's expired, then it's a forfeiture. I mean, we're not there yet, but man, we're still in the first 3 minutes of the period, and this match has been going. You know, like that constant stop and start. And I've been there too. You may have as well, Chasen, where you try to get a rhythm, and then the blood. And this goes for both wrestlers, right? You're trying to get a rhythm, and then you get stopped. You try to get the rhythm, and then you get stopped. So.
Yeah, blood time's the worst thing for a gas tank wrestler. Someone who counts on their stamina to be able to win in the third period, and you keep giving your opponents breaks, and then it kind of defeats your whole game plan there. Give them some time to breathe when you're working on them.
Blast double by Alirez.
Yeah, buzzer beater. Score will be 8-1 UNC going into the second period. And Alirez will choose bottom. Looks like we got more blood on the mat. You clean it up.
Some additional blood on the mat. We're still trying to get cleaned up.
I mean, you get guys all the time that break their nose out there. It's just one of those things. Contact sport for sure.
All right, as we come into the second period, Hunsaker defers, which passes the choice to Alirez, and Alirez chooses down. Spiral ride. Alirez sits out, puts his pressure back, stands up, and turns and faces.
Hunsaker looking to get some offense going. Alirez, another takedown here. Minute left, second period. Northern Colorado with that left leg in. Can probably guess what these guys will be drilling.
Yeah, leg defense, leg defense.
That'll be it for the second period. Choice goes to Utah Valley. Coach Williams tells him to take bottom. Also tells him, hey, that leg's coming in. Another quick blood time.
So I looked this up, Chasen. This is from wrestling, the rule book. It says they can stop the match as many times as you want. If the bleeding is not controlled within a cumulative time of 5 minutes, the match shall be terminated, and his opponent shall be awarded the match by default.
So you can't bleed more than 5 minutes, huh?
Got to get that blood time figured out within 5 minutes.
Yeah, I've seen guys like split their eyes or their brow and just wrap it in tape, wrap their whole head in tape, and try to stifle that bleeding so they can keep wrestling.
Quick escape there.
That's the final period. Northern Colorado up 11-2. Riding time being a factor. Adding another point on that lead. 135 on the clock.
Alirez does a good job of keeping his hands low, and
He does, and Alirez is super quick. I think you really have to set up to get his feet planted. He's got Cameron's legs split here, so Cameron's got to try to crawl forward and get these legs unsplit. Alirez is going to keep trying to crowd. He's trying to hook this back foot and come across the face to get a tilt in a near fall position. So Cameron's got to keep trying to uncross these legs, crawl forward. It looks like he got it. Good job.
minute left in the round. Alirez goes to that front head, but 1 point escape goes to UVU.
45 seconds left on the clock.
Oh, duck under, and Cameron had the right pressure for a moment there to try and stop it.
30 seconds left in the match.
30 seconds left. Cameron looking to put something together before time runs out.
Shot in a down block. You know, I'll tell you, Cameron's had a lot of good things going. Alirez's quickness, I think how quick his feet are, and his chain wrestling was just too tough for Cameron to penetrate. And so, while Cameron had some good stuff, some good motion, just not deep enough. Those front headlocks to a shuck by, just not enough.
Yeah, in almost every position, he looks like he got beat. UNC will wrestle Nick Knudsen. against our 157-pounder Danny Snedeker, true freshman out of Washington State. Now with a 3-0 record, he's doing great this season. He has the fight. That's what Coach Lofthouse and I were talking about before the match. It's just, he wants to win. He knows the guys on his team are wanting to win, but he's hungry.
Yeah, I like his style.
Snedeker in on the leg. Ooh, little too antsy trying to go over the top there. Probably should have stayed on the leg.
I would have stayed down and tried to finish low. Once you go up, try to grab that head. I think he felt it. Maybe I could capture down the head and secure a cradle. But once you let go of that, I think instinctually, in a
Knudsen,
ankle pick down there.
Pick.
So we both see some good offense from both sides here. Snedeker stands up but gets returned. Man, hips flared out, put down on his belly, now we're out of bounds. It's a good chance to reset.
Yeah, fresh starts. I mean, there's a minute 47 left in the round. It's still early.
Tripod position to his feet. He's got a hand control. Nice job of kicking out of there.
Snags that ankle, and then Snedeker did a great job with the kick out.
Danny with this deep underhook, but gets cleared by by Knudsen. Low blast double, but gets stopped. Deep underhook here with a overhook whizzer.
UNC looking to get to that leg.
Heavy whizzer here.
Might want to kick out here. Not quite two. Both guys on their feet.
Trips him down.
2 takedown. Snedeker quick to his feet every time. This time he earns the escape.
I think the difference I'm seeing here in this match with UVU versus California Baptist is the efforts, and I think it happens as you get a little bit tougher competition. You have to do much more in order to create opportunities, right? I got to be my hands have to be heavier. My motion has to be much bigger. I got to be able to really pull and move that guy to open up opportunities. And so I'm seeing the attempts come from our UVU wrestlers, but Northern Colorado's done a good job. They seem to always, not move too much. Nice blast double here, right? Little too little too late there. But Northern Colorado's had an answer for the offense that we've had. I think we got to get sharper if we're going to pull off some victories here.
Yeah, Knudsen, not a stranger to the sport. I mean, he's a transfer from North Dakota State. He's been at the college D1 level for years, where Snedeker is straight out of high school, true freshman. I love that hook right on the ankle. Snedeker snakes it there on that right, with his right ankle.
With that escape, makes it 5-2 with a shot in. Danny keeps his head down, heavy hips. Knudsen extended
here.
Fighting that lock. Once he blocks that lock, you got to look. Okay, here we go. Flatten him out. He's got a score here, though.
Yep.
He totally extended.
Now move your feet. One thing Snedeker did was take some weight off the hips and let him readjust. Knudsen got back in on his lock. Still trying to get to that corner. Crossface might come in handy here.
Got to keep that head down.
There we go. And keep sitting in that corner. Great scramble.
Wow. That was, I mean, oh, we're still going.
We're still going.
Good job by Danny Snedeker.
25 seconds. We're still in scoring position for both guys. Both guys wind up neutral, no score.
Man, it's a lot of work. Oh, nice last double. Ends up with a single leg on the outside.
At the
Limp
end of the
arm
round
out.
again.
That's two. Right at the last.
He gets
Great
it this
job.
time. And put him on his back.
Man, it makes you go, man, a couple more seconds either way. Who knows what would have happened.
I mean, that flurry initially, I mean, that's a lot of squeeze for not a lot of juice. But, I mean, over time, your opponent gets worn down. It's probably plays a lot to Snedeker's game plan. So they're challenging now to see if there was actually time left on the clock when the takedown occurred.
They look and they say, I think time expired. So we'll be able to go back. Our referee here, he's taking a double look at it.
Coach Nickerson smart here. I mean, if he thinks his guy might be winded, perfect opportunity to challenge. Give him a little breather before going into this third round. See if we can turn the music down. Maybe hear the buzzer. This replay. It was close.
So I think they're showing on screen here that the replay of that last few seconds, it was close. I think the question is at what point did he throw his leg over, step over that leg, and secure that takedown? Because they were both in that position.
Take another peek here. That challenge came back positive for UNC. Ref reviewed it. He said, look, time did expire. There will be no points awarded, but Snedeker's in a hurry. He wants to get this match going again. It's been too much of a breather. He chooses bottom.
Yeah, it almost makes you wonder, was giving him a breather worth the...
I think that was part of the challenge.
Yeah.
Take down a side. I mean, give your guy a 2-minute break like that. I think might have locked his hands there.
Cross wrist right here. Here he goes, knees back up. Danny does a good job. He caught the foot here. Now we got a scramble situation. Got to keep putting pressure up towards his head.
Head hunt here.
Head hunt right here. There he goes. Turns the opposite way, and now you got a reversal. We're cooking with gas now.
Yeah, he's got a leg in. UVU says, hey, cut him. Let's get a takedown here. We got a minute, 15 seconds.
Straight shot in.
We're in the same position here. He's going to want to get to that near ankle and crossface.
Near ankle. Going to want to reach into that near ankle. He's went to the far ankle here. Trying to whip over. I'm not sure if that's going to work. That puts us into a further scramble position. I'd rather a guy be extended underneath me than to the side where we got kind of a 50-50.
I think that's a steal here. I mean, they've been in that. Knudsen with the shot of his own gets stuffed.
It's exciting here. Knudsen's in it, making level changes, moving his feet, double to a single. Now we got to step over.
Gets on the hip, and that's
leg in. That's a 2-point takedown. Time is on our side there.
Hey, time's going to dwindle down here. We've got 5 seconds, and it looks like we're going into overtime, Sammy.
What a great job.
Just judging how the last half of the match has gone, I think we're in a good spot.
Yep, got to be smart here. I mean, I think Danny put it on pretty heavy there. Knudsen's, you know, had to play a little defense, but he had his own offense, so I can't get too overzealous. Nice down block, and we're right here. Got to keep going.
He gets it.
Takedown there.
That'll be a match there. Throws up the UVU sign.
What a great win.
Everyone on their feet.
Overtime victory for Danny Snedeker.
Another win puts him at 4-0 on the season for a freshman phenom, Danny Snedeker. Fun fact, next wrestler, Kikana Foray, him and Snedeker were nemesis.
Oh, they were?
Not too long ago. They have wrestled before competitively.
And they end up on the same team.
Both wind up here. Now they're drill partners, teammates. And he'll be wrestling Jimmy Fate from Northern Colorado, who's a redshirt senior. Another freshman-senior matchup.
Low shot. Kekani down blocks. You want to keep the head down. Right here, put the head down. He's got an ankle there.
Good job of grabbing that toe. Did you notice how Fate just pushed it off with his knee?
Yeah.
Those are tiny adjustments, micro adjustments within the match where he was able to clear that toe.
Stomp, stomp. Leg red coming in. Northern Colorado really leveraging those legs.
Yeah, left leg again.
He's got a hook.
Looks like Foray gets it out. He's kicking it out with a reversal here. Immediately looks to the coaching staff. Hey, where do I go now?
He throws his own leg in here.
See if he can put a ride on him.
So heavy leg ride finally breaks him down. Fate's got to crawl his knee forward to get his knees on the mat, crawl his hip forward, turn his hip down. Before 8, keeping that hip high, underneath the armpits. Looking for a shoulder hug tilt right there, but ends up losing leg ride. Now he has a cross wrist.
He's got him flattened out. 50 seconds left.
45 seconds left.
Again, that
Seconds left in the first period. 1 minute.
leg ride gets to be so heavy.
For Utah Valley with the lead.
Especially if I can keep my opponent's hips glued to the mat. I can work on the upper body with a power half. great way to ride wrists and come out with some wrist ride.
Beat stalemate here. 25 seconds. Opportunity for Northern Colorado to start in referee's position without having a leg in. He lets it right in, though.
Yeah. Opposite side, though.
A little harder to detect when you have a switch leg rider.
You know, it's good to be able to leg ride. I think there's skill in really controlling a guy. Not to mention you can rack up that riding time point, but you got to be able to get out and also create some turning and some pinning combinations, or else I think you get in danger where the rest like, hey, what's going on here? Easy to get dinged for stalling when you're riding parallel. Leg comes in again, just from that tripod position, but he does a good job breaking down here.
Foray looking tough on top, looking for a turn. He's getting him broke down, but hasn't progressed from that point. Notice how he props up that leg, gets the hip off the mat.
Yeah, that's going to be the key for Fate, is to crawl his knees forward so we can actually get him on the mat without having him elevated up.
Scores tied up. Kikana Foray has the advantage with over 2 minutes riding time.
He's got that arm isolated.
That's a great job there. Let's keep it parallel and make
he
it
bars
the
it
most
up.
to get a bar.
Still 50 seconds left in the period.
He's working for pinning combinations and turning combinations.
Yeah,
it's
he
just
hasn't
not
been
coming
on
together.
the hips.
There he goes. Coach Williams says take him to the tilt. So he's going to cover up this bar side, but it came out, so he was unable to tilt.
Coach Williams back in the day used to ride some legs. He still got it sometimes. Looks like that'll be it for the second period. A lot of the crowd thinks that UNC was stalling down there.
Oh,
Quick to his feet.
Very powerful, quick stand-up. Can't stay there, though. He does a good, Foray does a good job firing out super quick.
And then
he kind of stood there, and that gives the opponent a chance to readjust, load the hips, and bring him back to the mat.
UNC did a great job of readjusting, getting to his lock, and then that mat return was on par.
So Jimmy Fate now with his own leg ride attempt here.
Foray's riding time not in danger, but we still don't want to get turned here. Coach Nickerson says, hey, cut him. You're not going to get a turn. Just cut him and try to get a takedown before time runs out. He didn't listen to him, though. He's still riding.
Oh, and it turns into a
And
reversal.
then he botched the cut, and Nickerson not too thrilled.
So 20 seconds, got to ride him tough. 4-2 margin right here. Foray with a forearm, keeping that head down, covering the hips, bumping him down. 5 seconds left.
Final score with riding time, that'll be 5-2 for UVU. And team score, UVU 9, Northern Colorado 12. Puts Utah Valley in striking distance as we come into our favorite weight class of the season. Our highest ranked wrestler, Demetrius Romero, at 174. He's ranked 5th in the country, 4-0 on his record this year.
Damon Pape.
He'll be wrestling Damon Pape from Northern Colorado. Who is a freshman from Nebraska. Talked to Demetrius before the match. He seemed pretty excited to wrestle. Put some points on the board.
Well, I'll tell you, I think when you're out for a year, I think it gives you a lot of time to reflect. What type of athlete do I want to be? Can I get my body healthy? Can I train well? Looks like he put on some good muscle weight to move up a weight class. So, and then I imagine you're just itching. You're like, I got to get back out and compete for somebody that's a big competitor. So this will be a big year for Demetrius, and certainly he's done well in these first two outings.
Hey, to take down Demetrius Romero.
Slick slide by.
He's riding that ankle hook, going crossface. My favorite ride.
Looks like he locked up a cradle here for.
He's got something.
It's a far side.
He's got something locked. Let's see if he can turn it into a turn.
Can't tell where the lock is at. It's pretty low down on that knee. It makes a turn pretty hard.
Yeah, I don't know if he's going to try to dive under.
I think he goes, you know what? I feel like anytime you lock a cradle and it's too close to the opponent's.
Woo! Man, they went out hard.
They go out of bounds on the hardwood floor.
That was a tough one for Pape. He's not doing good. He comes back in, though. Doesn't want injury time.
I think it's just a matter of we go out of bounds, and he fell just right on that hip.
Yeah. Bonked it.
Got a bonker. An owie.
He's going to feel that tomorrow for sure.
45 seconds left in the first period. 2-0 score. Demetrius Romero, ranked number 5 in the country on top.
Iowa right here.
We got a tightly contested team score, 9-12.
Demetrius back on that ankle lock, crossface. It looks like he got his cradle again. Not quite. There's 20 seconds. Don't want to give him an escape here. Some good crossface action. Onto that 2-on-1. That'll be it for the first period. UNC gets choice. He'll choose bottom. Northern Colorado gonna want a knee slide here. Demetrius drops to the leg.
Okay, gets him flat. Looks good. Now we're working for, here's a cross face. And you know, if you watch closely, you see how mindful is Demetrius of not just the tie he wants to get, but the posts and the things that are putting Pape in a position to defend, and so he knocks him out, knocks out a wrist, crossface,
So So he
all
did
ties
that.
together.
Now he's got his crossface real tight into that gator clamp, where Pape had his hips turned towards him. Now he's walking him the other way, and he's getting near fall. Mean turn there.
Putting up some points on the board, looking like he got a 4 count. $35 seconds left on the clock.
Gets his 4, looking for another turn, 30 seconds left.
Here he goes again. Demetrius is ruthless with this. Pape's doing the best to keep his head up and fight some hand control. Demetrius comes away with a isolated hand over his back here.
Short time. It'll be Utah Valley's choice as we go into the final period of the match. Coach Lofthouse says we'll go bottom.
Pape's still holding his hip.
Yeah, sometimes in these matches injuries occur. You don't quite know the extent of them because of the adrenaline and whatnot. I'm sure they'll look into it after the match. Coaches say cut him. Let's go again, run up the score. Looked pretty effortless there on the edge. He says cut him again. Demetrius trying to decipher the coach's instructions. Hard cut on the edge. Finally draws the stall call. I really like that.
Yeah, it's kind of in-your-face, hard-nosed wrestling. I love it.
Romero, 2018 Big 12 champ at 165s. A lot of his matches were that way. Third period, he continues to put the heat on him. Continues to be athletic here. See if he can put some more points on the board in the last 45 seconds. Another stall call.
35 seconds on the clock. Twenty seconds on the clock.
Demetrius got one hand to the leg. Still no shot attempts out in northern Colorado. Not quite enough.
Good performance by Romero.
Major decision puts UVU in the lead. Team score 13-12. As we pour into the final 3 matches of the afternoon, excuse me. Up next, we're gonna wrestle Hunter Morse, another freshman for Utah Valley at 84s.
Now on at 184 pounds from Northern Colorado, rank number 18 in the country, Alan Clothier.
He'll be wrestling Alan Clothier, a redshirt senior. Number 18th, though, currently
It's kind of like you were talking about Northern Colorado taking on Wyoming. You know, UNC had kind of pulled out in the front and was able to hold on until the last. And you see good teams. These matches are close. And, I mean, you have the next 3 matches that, could decide. But up until this point, these teams are dead even.
Yeah.
Slight UVU advantage so far.
Big 12, tough conference. A lot of these teams neck and neck, like you said, and opportunity for UVU to get some eyeballs on them for some rankings as well.
Sweep single here. Gets picked up and swept down for a Clothier takedown. Good knee slides. Good knee slides to keep his chest up and his head up. But we ran out of runway there.
Morse recruited out of Oregon. Looking to block out that leg and get to his feet.
Again, these great knee slides that put him in a position like this to stand up, but he gets bull rushed out.
Coach Williams says, don't keep knee sliding out of bounds. Circle in and earn your escape point. It's a lot of squeeze for not a lot of juice when you do all that effort to get up and wind up not profiting there.
Kind of a wild leg throw there.
Yeah, it's shallow.
Clothier.
It's not in too deep.
And if he can get his, he didn't quite. I would, if you can kind of thwart that, keep your knees together, and isolate that one leg, you can create a great scramble position. But unfortunately, the double legs came in, and now one. But that ride's on now.
UVU defers.
Quick escape there. Sweep outside, well outside, and then a low finish. Picks it up and kicks that leg down.
Pretty textbook.
Yeah.
Escape. Hits
Great.
that post, gets to the leg.
Great takedown there.
UNC optional starts him, gives him the escape point in order to get back on their feet. That would be the second stall call.
And it really comes because, I wouldn't say because Morse is purposely stalling. There's just so much more action from Clothier.
Yep, there's got to be shot attempts.
So you gotta match it. You know, these matches can't be one-sided. So I don't think he's backing up, but he's certainly the one that is not advancing his position. He's defending all the smoke that Clothier is sending his way. Another shot here. Morse is fighting that lock, trying to separate those hands. Another takedown here. Score is 8-1 as we bounce out of bounds.
17 seconds left in the period. Morse gets a fresh start.
I think he felt that leg coming in. He was able to hook it. Ends up turning around. He's got to stay in bounds here.
Yep, looking to rake him back in.
One escape.
Clothier limps him. It's like the clock kept running. There were a few seconds left.
Here we go, 3 seconds. Little clock problem. 3 seconds left.
Morse looking to translate some effort into getting some points on the board in this final period. Currently down 8-3.
Again, a change, but just got to have more penetration. Clothier just brings his leg up and around and moves out of the way. Short sweep shot.
There again, that same finish. Clothier wants to wrestle on his feet. Cuts him again. Like to see a little more offense out of Morse.
Wow. Oh, tries to slip it out. Ends up stepping around. He's inside the inside crotch here. He's got to go for the far ankle. Got to keep trying to get those legs out, but got to keep moving. Clothier just let go and reversed and ended up coming away with that takedown.
Yeah, it winds up securing the major. Looking like he's trying to get a turn in the last 27 seconds. Major decision means there's 4 points on the board for UNC. Team score now 16-13. Currently the duel split. UVU's won 4 matches. UNC's won 4 matches. So we go into the final 2.
I think last year we had more matches where both teams had won the same amount of matches. You know,
it came down to bonus points.
It always was bonus points. I mean, not always. I can't say always. It's just this seems to be kind of a reoccurring thing that we see here with UVU, and I think it comes because we have some really strong, talented really strong, talented veteran wrestlers, nationally ranked, coming away with the points that we need. And then we have some younger upper-and-comers and those bonus points that go both ways, not giving up bonus points in matches that we might, be outmatched. And then in other matches where we need to come away with them, we're not getting them. So
Right. Armstrong, good front head there. He gets to that corner.
nice job.
He's going to rake him into a cradle, maybe. He's still got that head pinched.
I'm not sure how that's not a takedown yet.
Still has the head pinched. Bails on the cradle idea, but gets the takedown.
Man, he had his head so heavily pinched, I would have tried to grab that up. He's pulling him back into his hips, which with the big guys can be kind of tricky, but he had a nice tilt secured.
He did.
And I think he could keep it right now and jump and do it again.
Yep,
Jump to
he's
this
still
left
got
side.
the same hold.
Let go of that.
He's going into that hook on the ankle. A lot of pressure on this front quarters.
He's got to push through here. Lets him go.
Jacob Seeley, currently at number 19th in the country, wrestling for UNC.
There's nothing I like more than when you get upset over ranked opponents. That's my favorite thing. It's just exciting, I think it goes both ways, too. I mean, to go on the road, to be wrestling on the road and come in and be in somebody else's house and go up against somebody tough, it's cool to kind of win on that in those terms. But I think when you have a ranked opponent, you're young, just like Armstrong's, making his mark on the world here, coming away with a victory over a ranked opponent is just money.
Seeley, another one of their Colorado natives out of Grand Junction, into his twilight season at UNC.
Oh, straight shot. Again, a little more commitment. We would have had it. Seeley's tall. He's got a tall physique. It's hard to close that distance that gets created just because where their head's at and can block with their head and where their hips are. It's a long distance. Oh, good motion right here by Armstrong. Gets another takedown, but that limp leg comes out, and it's probably today we've seen a lot of that where we do the work to get that takedown and don't come away with it simply because we can't keep hold of that foot when they limp out.
2-1. Team scores 13-16. It's going to come down to these last two matches, folks.
Time running out in the first period.
Man, that takedown would have been huge for Armstrong coming in with a 4-1 lead and going into the second period.
UNC will choose bottom.
I think we got to see Jacob ride tough here. Seeley did work well to get up and get out in that first period. Quickly gets out here. Sweep single. Seeley does a good job blocking the head with his hips, but drape position comes over for Seeley. He's keeping his arms tied up with his feet. Armstrong
on his butt. Not
he's on
the
his
best
butt.
Position to be in.
He bails out, gives up that takedown.
2 points makes the score 4-2. Northern Colorado on top.
Looking to force that hip up.
Nice drape position. Ends up.
This time he bails over the top.
That was kind of
A little
interesting.
more effective.
But if you got no one holding your legs, I think it's easy to kind of buck over and ends up with an escape right here with half the round gone in the second. I think you've seen good stuff from both wrestlers, so this last 30 seconds of the round is going to be big.
Seeley backing on this front head position. This is typically, Armstrong on the front head position. Typically where he scores from.
Seeley's just so darn long.
Oh, got some headgear in his eyes. Looks at the clock.
15 seconds on the clock.
Short time here. If you could turn this into a takedown, this would
Both
be pretty
guys
big.
looking at the clock. Might be a little bit winded over there, Sammy.
You don't want to look at the clock. If there's any kids watching, you don't watch the clock. You just wrestle until you hear the whistle.
UVU goes bottom.
Tight match here.
Ladies and gentlemen, last and final period, 197 pounds. The team score comes down to this match. Utah Valley is a team trailing by 3 points. Utah Valley individually, Jacob Armstrong trailing 3-4. Utah Valley will be
Yeah, for Armstrong, we can't have a head on the mat. We can't leave our knees down. Riding time is winding up. We got to see a little bit more if we're going to pull this victory off.
He's got about 25 seconds to get the escape.
45 seconds on riding time. 1 minute on the clock. 1 minute on the clock.
Not a lot of movement here.
Riding time about to be a factor in this match.
Makes you think choosing down might not have been a good decision. We could have gone on our feet and put ourselves in a better situation. So you got to get your head up, got to get your knees under you, got to start fighting hand control. I think those are the steps I would encourage Armstrong to move through. But, you know, I also, Seeley knows he's got to ride him out to win, and there's not a lot going on there. Seeley's kind of just covering those hips and riding parallel on top.
30 seconds left. UNC's thinking 1, not 2. In worst
Here we
case
go. Good motion
scenario,
there. Sit out, sit out.
let him go, but don't let him reverse ya.
Got flattened out here again.
15 seconds on the clock. 15 seconds.
So time is going to expire with a close match. Riding time was a factor, so that makes the individual score Jacob Seeley 5, Jacob Armstrong 3. So that's a decision victory for Seeley.
Yeah, bumps UNC to 19. UVU's at 13 on the team score. Comes down to this final match. In theory, Chase Trussell can get a pin for UVU and win the duel on criteria. He's wrestling number 11 in the country, Dalton Robertson, a redshirt senior. Seems like UNC's got a pretty seasoned lineup.
Yeah. Kind of top to bottom. I mean, I think also when you get, you know, you got your 184, 187, 285-pound heavyweight, all of them ranked. You know you got good practice partners. These guys are pushing each other in the room. Ooh, baseball grip tie almost to a shot here by Chase.
Certain matches, Trussell will turn it on, and he's put a thumping on some really great athletes. See if he can pull off the upset today. Going back into that baseball grip, looking to pull Russian.
Even out of this baseball grip, you can see that he might set his feet and kind of drag by. It opens up those hips for a quick snatch shot.
shot was far away, but the length and speed of Dalton gets stopped. Chase Trussell blocks down and comes up with an underhook here. Oop, throw by. Now he's digging double under. He's got to use something here. I always say, if you stay in double under, you got to either be working for something or clearing that out, because someone's going to get tossed.
30 seconds left, first period. Robertson, another product of Colorado, staying in his home state. Miscommunication with the referee. Coach Williams grabs his attention. Hey, fans watching at home on Flow, YouTube, KSL, and the WAC Digital Network, stay tuned after the duel. There's 4 exhibition matches where a couple of the guys on each team are going to wrestle. That didn't this duel.
Yes, we're having bonus matches at 125, 141, 165, and 184. So more wrestling to come.
I think with COVID and everything, the season being limited, these coaches are really taking advantage of every chance they get.
Yeah, I agree. So here we had a position where Robertson was really high up on Chase. Uh-oh, but it looks like he twisted his knee there.
I don't know what happened. Chase told the trainer he heard something. Couldn't hear it from here. Not a good way to end the match. I hope that they can continue to wrestle.
Yeah, he immediately kind of jumped out in pain, but you got that scramble position. He had his knee across his chest or his thighs, and
those positions always give me the heebie-jeebies, just because I had a knee injury as well, and I know how it is.
Did it come from that position?
Not exactly, no, but
the stuff some of these guys do, I'm telling you, like a guy's got a sweep single, and instead of turning into the guy, like putting his head into my hips, they'll turn the opposite way and twist their knee. And it's like, all right.
They choose to do that. It's like, well, do you want to give up 2 or do you want to tear your knee? I'd rather tear my knee, I guess.
One of the things I thought was fascinating, this was years ago when Kel Sanderson was wrestling, and he never had a redshirt season, never an injury. And they said, how did you do it? You got 4 years of wrestling, 5 if you took a red shirt, 6 if you start adding in injuries, but you never did, never missed a match, undefeated. And how did you do it? And he goes, this isn't looking good for Robinson. But his answer was, you know what? Anyone I'm training with, I know they're good. And if I get in a precarious situation, I don't need to win in the practice room. I would gladly give a takedown and wrestle tough, get out, and get back in their face. None of it's worth it to me. And I thought that was really interesting, because I think when you're a competitor, you're constantly looking at, man, I'm gonna compete no matter what, no matter how.
Yeah, I think a lot of the rooms are similar, but at UVU, the guys know it's like, hey, if you're in a sketchy spot, just stop. Either guy, it's not worth imaginary points in the practice room.
I think the coaches here were going to want him to finish, but man, he's limping pretty bad. Looks to be in lot of pain.
Well, you know, Coach Nickerson's got the duel on the line. It's like, well, do we have our guy stick it out for a round and a half, or do we forfeit the duel? Wrestlers are tough people.
I love it.
I mean, you can see it other sports. You could potentially tear a ligament in your knee. Like, why would you keep going? No one would. We got this guy. So let's keep going.
That leg immediately comes in here. Chase did a good job of pulling that out like this. Here he goes. He's going to the toe, going to pull it across. Uh-oh. This is the same knee.
And you don't want to crank on the knee, but it's like... So the refs, UNC's mad. They're saying, hey, you're cranking on our hurt knee. UVU coaches say, don't put it in if you don't want him to attack that leg. And it's hard for Chase Trussell. He's got to decide, okay, do I crank on it or do I let him ride me? You know?
That's my thought. I mean, it's not like he's doing anything that's blatantly illegal.
No, it's totally legal.
But the fact this guy's injured and I have to play with it with kid gloves, you know.
We got trainers about ready to throw hands over here. This might be pretty exciting. UNC trainer says, put your mask on.
All right, here we go. Throwing this out. Throwing this hip.
Robertson's
there we go.
high.
Yeah, keep that leg split, and he can keep that leg split. Scoop the bottom leg. Got to scoop that bottom leg.
Chases him out of bounds.
But that
They're over there
reversal's
on the
big.
edge. Riding time just goes below a minute for UNC. Sam, I thought their trainer was yelling at us for attacking that leg, but he was yelling because he didn't have his mask on.
It's COVID. It's true. You got to be careful here.
$30 Chase gets the
putting
bar.
on that bar on.
I mean, he smells blood in the water.
Going to reach for that far wrist or cupped it. There, he's going to bring it around.
Props to Robertson for sticking it out.
I do. I mean, you saw him. He's kind of gritting his teeth, slapping his face. He's like, I'm going to finish this for the team. And, I mean, props. Really, that's some tough wrestling.
Coach Williams says, take top, go for the fall. I mean, it's our shot at winning the duel. Can he start like that? He can?
Yeah, as long as both knees are behind the line. Because it puts you off, essentially puts you in a sit-out position right off the bat. You can't really fire up, but you're going to be sitting out.
Oh, man. I know how that feels. So he's getting back to that bar.
Okay.
He's going to want to scoop the face and run it, just truck him.
Oh, there we go. Got to go again.
Got teammates over here coaching Chase. Robertson's going to want to protect himself.
One minute, 1:10, but I mean, Coach Williams is like, hey, Chase, we wanted you to choose top and really push for that fall. It's going to tie up the team score and send us to criteria. It's got a 2-on-1 here, 52 seconds.
I think Chase is being a little careful with that hook. He could really Turk him with that, especially if it's compromised.
It's always a weird position to be in when you're a wrestler and you know the guy that you're wrestling is wrestling injured. It's like, okay, I'm not going to blatantly do that, but, you know, if I wanted to, certainly he could exploit it. He could go back and, you know, hook that heel and Turk him over. I mean, there's a lot you could do there. And
not enough. He's got to really push here to get the pin. Well, that'll do it.
Well, it's cool. I mean, you know, hats off to Dalton Roberts finishing that match. Great job being tough there. Ranked wrestler, though, falls to Chase Trussell, our young wrestler, coming away with the victory.
Yeah, not a fun way to win the match. Props again to Dalton Robertson. So that'll be the duel. We have 4 more matches. They won't count towards any team score, but UVU 16, UNC 19. It looks like we both won 5 matches, and you're right, it came down to bonus points. Got majored a couple times. That sealed the deal.
That was it. 5 matches each.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have 4 bonus matches still coming up at 125 pounds, 140
This first one, Dawson Collins, Jace Kelzer is the first bonus match.
Jace Kelzer for UNC will be wrestling Dawson Collins for Utah Valley University. Both undefeated on the season, a couple matches each. See what happens here. Dawson Collins, also from Grand Junction, Colorado. One that we swiped from UNC. Probably pretty similar distance from his house to UNC or to UVU, though.
Right.
Grand Junction being right on the border.
125 pounds from Northern Colorado. We have redshirt sophomore Jace Kelzer.
Ooh, duck under.
And Utah Valley Wolverine freshman Dawson Collins.
Referee stopped the match real quick. He saw the scorekeepers bail. He said, hey, wait a minute. It's an exhibition, doesn't count towards team score, but it counts for these guys' record. Which could play into seeding and all sorts of stuff later on.
Down block. Heavy hip there. Good job. Both guys kind of head-to-head. Both had an offensive shot. Both with an inside tie. Another duck under, but again, not full commitment there. Colzer, heavy hands, keeping his head down, but Collins comes with his head up, finally pulls his head up. Okay, want to push his head down here. Work that lock and push that head down. Now that it's elevated, though, you got to try to stomp that foot down to the mat, work on that lock. Looks like he's doing a good job.
Collins wants to put his head inside, get better head position here. Kelzer has a little bit better position.
Yeah, I mean, even if I got a guy with a single leg on me, if I can get my head inside, it extends his neck away, extends his hands away, just gives you a little bit of a opportunity to defend better. But he trips that down.
Quick back to his feet and good return by Kelzer. Kelzer, one of 2 wrestlers at Northern Colorado from Kansas. Looks like they got some recruits out of there.
Heavy hand right there, but set his feet. High C here. Got to keep these ankles covered.
Collins does a good job of securing that far ankle. He's got to keep moving there, though.
Okay, now we got to push the head down
Crossface.
or crossface. Work on that lock. Keep him extended. See this extended position, man.
This is where
right
you
there.
move
He's
your
got to keep
feet.
running. Got to move those feet now on those toes.
He's moving
Gotta
them,
go
but
around.
not fast enough. I know it's really hard, but
Keep going. Keep going. Crossface and go. Now he's
Oh.
locked back up again.
oh,
Hipped into him, and
he went big there. Didn't pan out for him.
gets to his feet. Colzer drops to the ankle, but then runs him out.
Ten seconds left in the period. Collins looking to get an escape. Kelzer drops to the leg. Those kick out positions can be crazy. Guys get teeth knocked out all the time.
Oh, I have. I busted my lip pretty bad once, yeah. And it is. It's like, do I want to hold on to this? How committed am I? You know, can I hold on to it and then gather together the second leg? You know.
You hold on and tuck your head so that you don't get kicked in the face.
Yeah.
Instead maybe just on your head. That was always my choice.
So quick escape here. Now we're up on our feet. Colzer's shot came from far away. So he's got to stuff the head and work on that lock. Three-quarter stack right here, is three-quarter Nilsson here in the front. You don't see that a lot in college.
Looking for a turn here, but
He's gonna get it.
Count him, ref.
Gotta go.
Not quite. That was
Oh, and then
tight.
doesn't come away with. See, I would have run to the other side. Ooh,
Hey,
nice.
you got him on that one, but like we said, getting to the leg and finishing are totally different.
Well, I mean, he did it. He attacked behind both legs and had him on his butt. And somehow we're still scrambling here with a treetop single leg position.
Good transition there. Goes from the treetop.
All right, so 3 to 5. Riding time is a factor, and 41 seconds left. Got to score near fall. Got to get 2 takedowns.
Yeah,
Something.
I'd say ride him out. Ride him to get the riding time off. Cut him. Take him down a couple times. Yep, coaches say the same thing. But he's got to hurry. There's not a lot of time.
Got to keep going. You got to go. You got to go, you know. Colzer knows it, so, you know, he's these are good positions to be. Oh, he's creating his own offense with that high C fireman almost here now. But I try to bind a guy up if I know I need to kind of burn time. A nice bind, a baseball grip or an underhook, something to
hold on for a little bit.
Oh, and he comes away with that takedown right at the last second.
Good match. Like to see freshmen show up, and Kelzer has wrestled more matches for Northern Colorado this season than Robeson, who actually started in their duel. And Kelzer actually wrestled starting against CBU before this match. Both tough guys. I'm sure Nickerson has a little bit of a debate on who to start and what matches.
Ethan Leak, Stockton O'Brien.
141s. We're jumping up. Stockton O'Brien, a freshman out of Wasatch High School, wrestling for UVU. He's wrestling Ethan Leak of Northern Colorado. Leak, a California guy out of Buchanan High School, made his way to Northern Colorado.
Pretty far shot there
Yep.
for that low level.
A little bit of distance there, but I like to see some action. I'm sure these guys are pumped to wrestle today and not have to weigh in for no reason.
I think you brought up a good point with limited opportunities for a number of different reasons. CBU had to cancel one of their first duels due to COVID, and so you got to take advantage if you got a team that's healthy. If you have opportunity where it's look at this almost a chance for like a bulldog throw, and ends up losing it.
Still in on an offensive position.
He ends up coming away with the single leg here.
Wants to pull him in. Leak looking to beat.
Leak sits and does
an arm drag.
Drag on from one leg. That's kind of a cool move. Anyways, what I was saying is teams got to take advantage of every opportunity to wrestle, and that includes exhibitions at the end of the duel if possible.
2 takedown Ethan Leak. Northern Colorado puts your score 2-0. 1 minute left in the first period. One escape, Stockton O'Brien, 2-1. Seconds on the clock, 45 seconds.
Stockton O'Brien, I know, pretty intimate with the program here at Utah Valley. Wasatch High School being a hop, skip, and a jump from campus. I'd seen him in the room since he's a little kid, you know.
So with that takedown right at the last, score at the end of the first period is 3-2. Stockton O'Brien of UVU got the edge of the lead.
ties it up 3-3.
Straight shot from distance. Ooh. Oh, and a front 3/4 here again.
That was a really stiff pull on that front quarter.
Super
and he got it that time. Step over.
Got to do it again with some force here.
Yeah.
I mean, he is jerking this neck down.
Yeah.
Got to move, though. He's got to be able to step over. And it's there. His hip is almost flat. You got to step over it. He's going to let it go.
Yeah. I feel like he just wasn't super confident there. Minute left in the second round. Score's tied 3-3.
Ooh, nice shot. Ends up coming away with both of his legs.
Leak goes to grab that.
Leak gets scrambling, though, right?
Yeah, that was quick to scramble. Buchanan High School being right there in Clovis and Fresno, right in the valley. Feel bad having Fresno drop their program. See where some of that talent winds up, because they crank out national level wrestlers every year.
25 seconds on the clock, second period.
Leak's head down on the mat. He has scrambled well, but you gotta be able to keep your head up off the mat.
That'll be it for the second period. It's UVU's choice. He'll choose bottom, up 5-3 with riding time. If he can get a quick escape, he'll keep it.
Leg right immediately comes in. Northern Colorado's really liking that. Looking for scoop the inside of that elbow for guillotine position.
Stockton gets it out.
Keep his knees together right here. Now attack. You got to go attack that. He could attack that with his knees, but he's got to keep his knees together. See how Leak has snuck his leg back down in between there?
Yeah, you got to keep that tight. It's a lot to focus on, and there's an order of operations. Focus on getting that leg out, keeping your knees together.
So here he's got his elbow under the
leg, so it's a good spot.
Oh, here we go. This is good. He's got to bring both arms under that leg, get his hips down. I don't mind just going straight to my belly and pushing the leg out and away, right?
He did all that work, got in a good position, and then bailed.
Not sure why.
So now Leak's got the leg back in, looking to get a turn. Riding time won't be a factor in this match. Like to see our guys scoring.
Well, right there, I mean, you brought up a good point. I mean, he had Leak in a bad position, and all he had to do is bring his other hand under that leg and push it away, right, and create that distance, or get the hip pressure off, I should say, and just let go of it. But he's doing good here, keeping his base under him. Leak trying everything he can to turn something on here with 15 seconds left.
Stall call. Time winds down. That'll be it for the match.
Stockton O'Brien takes a victory over Ethan Lake.
Hey, we got two more. Stay tuned in if you're a fan of wrestling, fan of these two programs. At 65s, we got Coy Wilkinson, redshirt senior for Utah Valley, representing the Wolverines. he'll be wrestling Trent Schultz, representing Northern Colorado.
Coy has been kind of a varsity staple for many years, 174 pounds. So moving up, or excuse me, no, 165. I must be thinking. I'm thinking wrong, because he always came before Kimball Bastion. But he's been a varsity wrestler for us, so that, you know, it just goes to show you, as you bring new talent in, it's obviously there's some type of battle going on there, coming out of injury or whatever. But someone's always, I always use the term, the wolf is at your door. You know, somebody's always knocking on the door trying to get that position. But
Yeah,
Coy's been great to watch.
Rosters hold 30 guys, but there's only 10 spots. And so it's interesting how it all pans out. But Coy's done well at the collegiate level. Local product from Pleasant Grove High School. Known for his hips. Guys get under him and
He's strong.
they don't come out.
He's so strong.
Schultz with some long hair, can't see through it. Keeps kind of brushing it out of his face.
Shot from tie-up pretty far, but that length, man, all he does is drag and long arm over the top, almost hooks it, and ends up getting that takedown. Coy with underhook position.
35 seconds, 35 seconds.
.20 seconds to go in the first period.
To reach 2-1.
Granby roll attempt right there, but Coy kind of let him roll by and did a little roll of his own. Comes behind him. That length is tough, though. When you got a tall guy and his legs are so long, you can try to lift him, and he ends up just like going on his tippy toes.
Yeah. Like, I lifted him up like a foot, but he's still on his toes. So.
With that, Coy lifts him unsuccessful. He's able to get his hips out and turn face, so we got a 2-2 score with that escape.
Coy's more of a stout guy, too. Both guys trying to get to the position. Scores 2-2. Oh, we got an eye poke.
For those of you listening, keep in mind that coming up, UVU's next outing here locally will be when we welcome in number 11th ranked Arizona State and University of Wyoming the 23rd of December. I think really due to some COVID restrictions, I think all teams have pretty limited schedules this year. So just 2 home opportunities for Utah Valley, but throughout February, we go and visit a number of different schools, just get on the road and have a bunch of tough duels. So February, I know you'll be able to tune in and see all the Wolverine wrestling action on our regular outlets, YouTube at GoUVU, WAC Wrestling Network, Flow Wrestling, and the KSL over-the-top app.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, we didn't even start the season until January, and so typically we got some of those opens starting right after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, November.
Really early. So condensed season, and they're just trying to get some of their Big 12 matches in, so there's some sort of seeding criteria before the qualifier.
Yeah, I mean, you'll see we go to Oregon State, Stanford, both those Pac-12, CSU, Bakersfield, Pac-12. But then we go to Big 12, South Dakota, North Dakota Air Force. We'll have that Wyoming duel. So then we go, then March, the beginning of March, we're at Big 12 championships in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and the Nationals in St. Louis.
Yeah, the March schedule looks pretty similar to what it's been in years past, but everything before that's a little bit wonky. Coy's up 3-2. He got the escape. There's about a minute left.
And got him balled up. Well, not now, but had him balled up on those knees. That's a good position to be in where I can start moving that guy and jumping angles to get around. Schultz just so tall. Sweep single here. Lifted it up. Seen a lot of this position. Schultz doing a good job of hand fighting. You see that Coy's really holding on to this one leg with one arm.
Goes for the trip. It's not enough there. 40 seconds. Schultz is going to want to put the pressure on him, start putting together some offense.
30 seconds left in the third and final period. 30 seconds. Utah Valley leads 3-2.
Kind of scrappy right there. Aggressive wrestling, what you want. Ref kind of just gives him a fresh restart. Want to keep your hands low, Coy. Schultz with a straight on. He had a good shot. Coy did a good job of down block and hips down and away.
And his hips will stay down until the time runs out. That'll be it.
So Coy Wilkinson comes away with that victory over Trent Schultz of Northern Colorado.
We got one more. 184. Javier Vasquez, Northern Colorado, wrestling Ashton Seeley, Utah Valley University.
So last match, we appreciate you guys hanging out with us, keeping the attention. 4 extra bouts, which we're always excited about. Ashton Seeley, who started and wrestled varsity for the CBU, CBU match, the California Baptist, and then we had a switch up for the Northern Colorado duel, so he's able to get 2 matches in anywho. That's a great job.
Yeah, Seeley been around, redshirt junior, comes from a nearby high school in Nephi, Juab High School. Wrestling Vasquez, redshirt sophomore.
Low level shot.
Another
Got
product
right
of
down.
Colorado. In on the leg this time.
So you want to keep your hips tight here. Like Ashton's going to want to pinch his head almost, and then fight those ankles till there's some let up of the pressure coming up from underneath. But now Vasquez goes up underneath to this drape position. Ashton can still wreak kind of havoc. You see how he's using his feet to tie up and keep hands away from isolation, but that step over really isolates the leg.
Vasquez in a good spot here. He's starting to turn around, turn the corner.
Seeley ends up hugging this heel to his chest. But this is another just a weird position to be in where I watch it and I'm like, ooh, making my stomach turn a little bit.
Yeah, you can't be too careful. Ref decides to stop it there before another knee gets injured. Trying to peek over there. I think their heavyweight's probably icing up somewhere.
Yeah, I with that position, I was like, I wonder where he's at. Hopefully his injury is just a tweak and he can get back to the things.
Sam, I wanted to talk wrestling with you a little bit. So last year with COVID and everything that went down, they gave the wrestlers their eligibility back because they weren't able to compete in the championship.
Mm-hmm.
This causes a little bit of an issue because now we got these logjam of guys. We got still teams recruiting, so they got freshmen coming in that were probably trying to fill these spots that their seniors were supposed to leave, but now the seniors got to come back.
It's going to be really interesting, and I don't know if it's going to cause a lot of frustration and some movement. I don't know. I don't know if guys are willing to wait it out. I mean, it's a year, but it's a year that you probably thought that you would compete. I felt horrible, though, because if you think at the highest level, guys that literally have trained their entire life for a chance to All-American or to 10 nationals, or some of these guys were going for their second or third consecutive national championship. It's heartbreaking to think that all that would just be done over because of COVID. And so my first reaction was like, they'd better give them their eligibility back. But yeah, I think it's going to cause it is a predicament that these programs are going to have is how do you keep your up-and-comers engaged when they're potentially losing a year of opportunity to compete at the highest level and to win at the highest level.
Yeah, I think the NCAA did the right thing, giving these guys another shot. It just causes this kink that'll work itself out, but it's going to take a couple of years. Probably frustrating for the coaching staffs in the U.S. to try to finagle their lineups and fit guys back in that they expected to leave and put guys in that expected to start, you know. Seeley looking to lift that leg. Gets to his feet. We're in scoring position here. Don't walk him out of bounds.
40 seconds left. 40 seconds on the clock.
Gets two.
And that's good for Edward Tate.
So he kind of walked him to the edge of the mat, and I was like, oh, no, we're going to walk out. But then he did a good job of just drop straight and ends up with that both legs bundled together right at the edge and ends up coming out away with a takedown.
Yep, Seeley's in the lead. Scores 2-0. 26 seconds left. Vasquez will get a fresh start here on bottom. Seeley throws a leg
Legs
in.
in. Right here, I'd be shoulder hugging. Isolate one shoulder, tight to your chest, lean back, push the head away with your elbow.
Direction and score.
That gets guys to let go of your ankles real quick. You know what I'm saying?
They don't want to hold on there.
I don't know how much you leg rode, but sounds like you like the Iowa ride mower. But yeah, if I'm putting a guy either in pain or in a dangerous tilt or near fall situation, they're not thinking about their legs at all, and they're not thinking about, hey, how am I going to break these hands out? They're thinking I got to get just off my stomach or get out of the pain situation.
Pain is an interesting motivator.
Lift,
Not quite return there.
trip forward with a roll.
Vasquez hits the
Scramble
timing on that
roll.
roll.
Last and final period at 184 pounds. Ladies and gentlemen, we got Ashton Seeley from Utah Valley leading.
So we're in the scramble position. Seeley tripoded on his head here. Both guys like 50-50 drape right at their hips. They're kind of locked up.
but that's a stalemate.
Final period of the final match of the day. About 90 seconds left.
Right there, hug. Got a hug. Hips in, hug. Yeah. Uh-oh, not tight enough with those legs.
Nope. Vasquez was able to get underneath there.
So
Swings
Vasquez
out the back, gets the reversal. It's a tied match. Minute left. I think Seeley's in scoring position. I don't see a turn coming, but
yeah, and he's got both his knees under him. He's in good position to win this match with an escape here. There he goes. Vasquez just kind of let him go.
yeah, a little lackadaisical in that mat return or whatever he was attempting there, but he's going to want to put the pressure on the last 30 seconds, salvage his match.
So I stay right in the middle of the mat.
Keep your hands low.
Keep your hands low.
Like Vasquez is in on a leg. See if he can pull it off. 15 seconds.
Nice head position by Seeley, but then gets
He
it knocked
does.
to the side and tripped down.
He can keep the ride for 5 seconds. That'll be it, folks.
Well, with that late takedown, Xavier Vasquez from Northern Colorado comes away with a victory over Ashton Seeley. So, hey, thank you, everyone, for joining us. Wherever you're coming from, we appreciate it. Utah Valley Wrestling will return January 23rd. So, until then, keep yourselves healthy and safe. This is Sam Allen and Chasen Tolbert signing off. Thanks so much.